Hey guys, we're going to talk about stand and spray. One of the things that I learned a long time ago from another system and another company was how best to build physical skills, motor skills, if you will. That company talks about 25 repetitions or 3 minutes or less in order to learn a physical skill. So what I like to do is chunk things out. So what we got to teach the officer first off is how to draw his OC spray. Then we got to talk to him about positioning with the canister in relationship to the subject's eyes. And then we got to talk about distancing between the officer and the subject. So one of the drills that we do is you'll take notice, by the way, both me and Travis have our safety glasses on, which is absolutely mandatory, and a test question, by the way, is I will show Travis, Inert 1, that I'm carrying a blue firearm, that it's inert, so that he knows that. Travis, you'll take notice, is not wearing one at all, and I have a black and white refillable canister, as he does also. So we're going to show each other those canisters. That's to ensure that we have no live units on our persons at all, and that we're going to be doing this at each other. So if we chunk things down into 5, we're going to work on the draw first. I'm going to come off onto my offside because it's up to you and your agency which you make the decision. Are you drawing the system off your strong side, or are you drawing the system off your weak side? Either works, it's an agency decision. So what we're going to do first is we're going to work on nothing but the draw and the presentation of the device. Looks like this. What's neat is we're going to be able to do this simultaneously. That way you don't have students just standing around. So if you will, envision 5 or 6 guys or gals on my side, 5 or 6 guys or gals on his side, so we're actually able to train 10 to 12 people at the same time, which saves time and keeps everybody busy. Because I know, like any one other law enforcement officer, we don't want to just stand around. We want to be busy, we want to be learning tactics. So all we're going to do now is I'm going to say draw, draw. So the unit's going to come up, we're going to come up into a 2-hand hold or a 1-hand hold. Either is absolutely accessible. So if we're in a 2-hand hold, I like it because of the commonality of firearms. Some guys and gals like to be in a 1-hand hold, but please remember that the offhand is retracted in, so that way it's here. What we don't want is this up and out, because I could end up spraying the back of my hand, and it doesn't allow for good visual targeting of the subject's eyes. So we're going to pouch them away, draw. So we're going to come up, 1-hand or 2-hand. I'm using the top of my knuckle like the rear sight of my handgun. What that does for me is help orientate to his eyes. You learned earlier in the program, probably the most important thing to do is to spray somebody in the eyes. And that's what I want to target. Draw! So we come up, we got that drilled down. So the next thing that would happen is we're going to actually conduct the spraying itself. So Travis is going to become a statue. I'm going to say draw, I'm going to draw, I'm going to arm, I'm going to spray him with a 1-second burst straight into the eyes, and then I'm going to move. We know, and you have 2 different schools of thought out there. One is talking about the tactical L, and the other is get off the axe. Lateral movement. I prefer lateral movement, but that's me. But most importantly, if I shut down his visual acuity system, I want to get off that line so he doesn't know where I am anymore, because one of the greatest benefits, tactical advantages of OC is just shutting down and slamming of the eyes. So it looks like this. Travis is going to be a statue. I'm going to say draw. Going to come up. We're going to give you a 1-second burst straight in the eyes. We're going to move. Once I see that I have a hookup, I call it, or that I have a change in behavior, that the OC was effective and I targeted him directly in the eyes. Once that happens, I'm going to search, making sure no other bad guys, checking my environment. I'm not going to fall off a porch, fall down a flight of stairs, walk out into traffic, like whatever that means. And then the next thing that'll happen is give verbal commands. Those verbal commands can be different for every situation. This one, he's still up. A great verbal command out of this one: get on the ground! Get on the ground! Stay on the ground! Arms out! You're under arrest! And then we repeat that 5 times. Great.